Picture this, a dusty attic filled with old photo albums, letters tied with faded ribbons, and a treasure trove of stories waiting to be uncovered. Genealogy, the art of tracing our roots, takes us on a journey through time, a quest to unravel the mysteries of our past. Welcome, dear listeners, to another exciting episode of Gathering More Leaves, the podcast where we explore the lives of those who came before us, piecing together the puzzle of our family history one story at a time. In this episode, we're setting out on an extraordinary adventure, a quest that led me to a momentous discovery. In April of 2022, the United States Census for 1950 was made public, offering a rare glimpse into the lives of our ancestors. But there was a catch. It lacked the familiar indexes that make finding specific individuals a breeze. Yet, armed with determination and a touch of serendipity, I embarked on a journey to uncover the stories of my own family who lived in the spring of 1950. Would I be able to find them amidst the pages of census records, navigate cryptic enumeration districts, and reveal the secrets of their past? In April of 2022, a long-awaited treasure was finally unveiled to genealogists and family history enthusiasts like myself, the United States Census for 1950. After a 72-year lock in the archives, it was released to the public. Now, you might think, great. Time to uncover a wealth of family history. But here's the catch, it was devoid of name indexes. This meant that finding specific individuals without a known address was like searching for a needle in a haystack. As I embarked on this journey, I was eager to learn how far we'd come in building those indispensable indexes. Would I be able to locate my own family members in this sea of data? Let's find out. As I mentioned in a previous blog post, I had a hunch about where my folks lived in 1950. Yet, narrowing it down to a specific enumeration district was no small task. Take, for example, Temple, Texas, where I believed my maternal grandfather and his mother resided in 1950. Imagine scrolling through roughly 24 sets of images, each containing about 25 pages. That's over 600 images, with 30 individuals listed per page, to sift through. It seemed like an insurmountable task. My quest led me to Ancestry.com, where I initially attempted to use the search form to find either set of grandparents, but my efforts proved futile. Frustration mounting, I decided to switch gears and opt for the manual approach, browsing images. I started at Temple, Texas, a city nestled in the heart of Texas Hill Country, where my maternal grandfather, James Monroe Dobbs Jr. lived with his second wife, and my great-grandmother, Helen Spiegel Dobbs. The census, a snapshot of life in Bell County in April 1950, coincided with my great-grandmother's passing on April 17 of that year. It was a poignant connection. As I scrolled through the listings of image sets for Temple, Texas, I chose one at random, halfway down the list. It was Enumeration District 14-34, and the description read, Temple City, that part bounded by the city limits, French Avenue, Main Street, Calhoun Avenue, 9th Street, Barton Avenue, and the Gulf, Colorado, and Santa Fe Railway. I meticulously examined the images, scrutinizing names and occasionally delving into the handwritten notes at the bottom of the pages. When I reached the 21st image out of 25, I was disheartened. The names I was seeking remained elusive. But then, a small note at the bottom of the page caught my eye. It read, lines 2 through 20, information unattainable. Patients are too sick or unable to give additional information. This is a rest home. Intrigued, I decided to retrace my steps. As I revisited the list, there, in the midst of it all, was my great-grandmother, Helen S. Dobbs, listed as a lodger in a convalescent home at 212 North 9th Street in Temple, Texas. She had been counted in the census less than 2 weeks before her passing. It was a remarkable discovery, a piece of my family's history preserved in those fragile pages of the 1950 census. In the next part of this episode, I'll delve deeper into the techniques I used to navigate the census records without an index and share more stories of the past that I uncovered along the way. In the wake of the 1950 census release, despite its limited accessibility due to the absence of comprehensive indexes, a glimmer of hope emerged. Some states had been partially indexed, and progress was underway. For those of us searching in areas that remained uncharted, a lifeline appeared, an ingenious tool that spared us from hours of scrolling through endless images. This savior came in the form of the 1950 Census District Finder, available on Ancestry.com. With this tool, all you needed was the full address of the household you were seeking. It would then magically pinpoint the enumeration district on a map of the United States. I couldn't help but marvel at the simplicity of it all. Through this tool, I embarked on a quest to locate two significant branches of my family tree. First, I ventured to Hastings, Nebraska, in pursuit of my paternal grandparents. My paternal grandparents, Dr. L.J. and Geraldine DeBacker, resided at 1000 North Kansas Avenue, a place that held a special spot in my heart. Alongside them was their 11-year-old daughter, my Aunt Judy. It was a snapshot of a time when they shared their lives in that humble abode. But my journey didn't stop there. I was determined to unearth more treasures hidden within the 1950 census, and next on my list was Birmingham, Alabama. My maternal grandmother, Dorothy, inhabited this vibrant southern city alongside her third husband, Pierce Askew, and her 12-year-old son, Robert Coursey, affectionately known as Uncle Bob in our family. Their residence was 2909 Central Avenue Apartment 4, Birmingham, Jefferson County, Alabama. This address held special significance. In my mother's memoirs, I stumbled upon several telegrams sent by her to that very address in the early 1950s. It was like peering through a time machine, catching a glimpse of the past. With the enumeration districts now in hand, the task ahead became significantly less daunting. No longer did I have to wade through hundreds of images, for I held the key to unlocking my family's presence in the 1950 census. As my quest through the United States Census for 1950 continued, I felt a growing sense of connection with my family's past. After successfully locating my grandparents in Nebraska and Alabama, another remarkable discovery was on the horizon. My great-grandmother, Catherine Beanie Culrose, as she appeared in the 1950 census. Unlike the previous challenges of identifying enumeration districts, this time, the path was clear. I possessed the key to unlock Beanie's presence in the census records. A simple street address. Beanie and my great-grandfather, Jojo Culrose, were no strangers to adversity. They purchased a stately home in Louisville, Kentucky, in the early 1920s, a time when dreams seemed attainable. Yet, the Great Depression bore down upon them, threatening to snatch away their three-story house. In the face of adversity, Beanie and Jojo decided to transform their home into a haven for those in need, taking in boarders to make ends meet. It was a testament to their resilience and compassion, a story etched into the fabric of my family's history. To locate Beanie in the United States Census for 1950, I turned to the trusty 1950 Census District Finder on Ancestry.com. Armed with the full address of their home, I embarked on a virtual journey back to that historic house. The house stood proudly at 1528 South 3rd Street in what is now known as the Preservation District in Louisville. A place that once echoed with the footsteps of family and boarders alike, it held memories of a bygone era. As I perused the 1950 census record for this address, a vivid picture emerged. The once singular residence had evolved into a multifaceted dwelling, divided into 9 apartments and housing about a dozen boarders. Today, the house has taken on a different role. It's owned by a nearby university fraternity. Beanie's presence in those records was not just a name on a page, it was a testament to the resilience and adaptability of our ancestors, a story that endures through time. As my journey through the United States Census for 1950 persisted, I found myself on the trail of my maternal grandfather, James Monroe Dobbs Jr., and his second wife, Helen Winnie Dobbs. The challenge remained the same: locating them in the vast sea of census records without the aid of an index. I knew that Jim and Helen resided somewhere in Temple, Texas, in the spring of 1950. A few days prior, I had unearthed my great-grandmother's presence in the city, nestled in a convalescent home shortly before her passing. Undeterred by my previous search's lack of success, I decided to explore the neighborhoods adjacent to enumeration district number 14-34. My hope was that somewhere amidst the pages of another district, I would find the missing pieces of my family's story. Each enumeration district contained approximately 40 pages of images, meticulously detailing the lives of 30 individuals within each household. It was in enumeration district number 14-29 that I struck gold. With 43 images in this district, I embarked on a visual journey through the past. My determination paid off when I stumbled upon them at the top of page 40, marked as sheet number 80. But, as fate would have it, the quality of this particular image left much to be desired. I strained my eyes to decipher the faint details. All I could make out was the street number, 1111, and their names, Dobbs, James M. and Helen M. My grandfather's occupation and employer revealed that he held the title of Executive Officer U.S. Soil Conservation Service. A New Deal political appointment within the Department of Agriculture was a testament to a long family history of Democratic Party involvement, dating back to the days of Andrew Jackson. An update to this story added another layer of detail. I managed to determine the street address of my grandfather's home in 1950. It turned out that they were listed on an overflow sheet marked number 80 because when the census taker initially visited, they were not at home. To find where they would have been listed if they had been home, I retraced my steps through the images I had previously explored. Eventually, I found a line that referenced sheet 80 lines 1 to 2, and this led me to their actual location. On the sheet marked number 30, I uncovered a crucial piece of the puzzle. It pointed directly to sheet 80, lines 1 and 2, where Jim and Helen were listed. Alongside their names was the street number, 1111. The street name was cleverly written sideways in the first column, revealing the complete address as 1111 North 3rd Street. This address, nestled on 3rd Street between West Lamar Avenue and West King Avenue in Temple, Texas, was the place where my maternal grandparents made their home in 1950. As I gazed upon the Google Street View of 1111 North 3rd Street, Temple, Texas, I couldn't help but feel a profound connection to the past, a connection forged through countless hours of meticulous research. As my quest through the United States Census for 1950 continued, a pivotal moment arrived, one that allowed me to uncover the presence of a cherished figure in my life, my mother. This time, a different method guided my way. I turned to the official website for the 1950 census, a digital treasure trove known as https://1950census. Archives. Gov/. Here, they harness the power of machine learning, AI, to extract names from the enumeration sheets, crafting a searchable index that breathed new life into the records. With anticipation, I entered the name Patricia Dobbs into the search bar, specifying her location as Washington, D.C. The virtual search yielded a few promising hits, including names that resembled Dobbs or Hobbs. And then, there it was. A direct hit. A link beckoned me to an image, a piece of the past preserved in the digital realm. In 1950, my mother, Patricia Dobbs, resided at 1406 16th Street, Washington, D.C. As I gazed upon the image, it revealed a piece of my mother's life, her name etched on the census sheet as Dobbs, Dorothy P. A single white female born in 1928 in South Carolina, she was listed as a diligent worker, dedicating 40 hours a week to the service of her country as a mail clerk for the U.S. State Department. The building where she once called home, 1406 16th Street, has since vanished from the landscape, replaced by an office building teeming with Washington lobbyists, now at 1400 16th Street. Neighboring 1434 16th Street stands an older apartment building, now under the ownership of the Church of Scientology. This patch of history lies nestled between the DuPont and Logan circles, a few miles north of the White House. A place where my mother made her mark on the world. Finally, our journey led us to the discovery of my father, David DeBacker, in the 1950 census. Back in April 2022, the U.S. government unveiled the individual listings of the 1950 census. A momentous occasion for family historians. With determination and a sense of accomplishment, I had already found all of my ancestors who were living in that pivotal year. 2 of my great-grandparents, all 4 of my grandparents, and even my mother at the age of 21 were now part of our growing tapestry of stories. And then, I found him. My father. Listed as staying in a large rooming house in the bustling city of Chicago, Illinois. His name, David DeBacker, age 21, and his place of birth, Nebraska, were etched on the census record. But what piqued my curiosity even more was the detail that followed. The record revealed that he was diligently working 40 hours a week at a concession for a hotel in Chicago. It was a tantalizing clue about his early life. A glimpse into the path he trod before becoming the man I knew. Yet, the mystery deepened as the census record omitted a specific address. Instead, it referred to the location as Colping House, a Catholic society. But where in Chicago was this Colping House located in 1950? The Colping Society, a kind of Roman Catholic answer to the YMCA, had its roots in 19th century Germany. It was established to provide housing for young Catholic men who flocked to the larger cities from the countryside in pursuit of work and dreams. But my quest to pinpoint its exact location in Chicago continued, a mystery that begged to be unraveled. Well, that's all the time we have for now. We've reached the end of our journey through the 1950 census. A tale of discovery, perseverance, and the unwavering connection to our roots. But our exploration of family history is far from over. There are still countless stories waiting to be told, ancestors waiting to be celebrated, and connections waiting to be forged. So, if you've enjoyed this adventure, if you've felt the thrill of uncovering the past alongside me, I invite you to hit the like button down below. And remember, the journey continues on the Gathering More Leaves channel. To make sure you never miss a new episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Join our ever-growing community of family history enthusiasts, as we peel back the layers of time, one leaf at a time. Thank you for joining me on this captivating quest through the 1950 census. Until we meet again in the next episode, may your own family history journey be filled with remarkable discoveries and cherished moments. This is Gathering More Leaves, signing off for now.